YouTube, what is good? It's your boy Peppa and we back with another reaction video. Today is crazy because we got another migrant going on, a mad one. I ain't even gonna say too much, let's just get into it.
In 2024, more than 35,000 migrants crossed into the United Kingdom aboard small boats. The government placed them into hotels scattered across the country. With thousands arriving without background checks or verified histories, it was only a matter of time before someone dangerous slipped.
Imagine, no background check. You don't know who's who. You understand? But a man that live it, when I go to a job interview, I gotta get a background check.
Through the cracks, and in the end, it was a woman simply doing her job, keeping the residents fed and
that she had to do a background check to get that job. I'm just saying.
Building clean, who would pay the ultimate price. She was found lying in a pool of her own blood, stabbed more than 20 times. It was the summer of 2024. Several thousand migrants were arriving in the United Kingdom. Among them was an undocumented man named Deng Chol Majek, a Sudanese national whose journey across Europe had already crossed multiple borders. Majek traveled through Libya before boarding a boat bound for Italy, where he was rescued at sea by the Italian Coast Guard. From there, he made his way north to Germany, initially intending to settle there. But his stay was refused. In July, driven by the knowledge that the United Kingdom was granting entry to the vast majority of asylum seekers arriving by small boat, Majek joined the growing number, making the dangerous trip across the Channel. His journey, like thousands of others, ended on British shores. To accommodate the unprecedented influx, a quiet transformation was sweeping the country. Hundreds of hotels had been quietly repurposed. Doors were closed to the public and opened to a new wave of residents. One such place was the Park Inn by Radisson in Walsall. It was here Majek was placed. Just over 3 months after arriving in the United Kingdom, Majek was still being accommodated at the Park Inn Hotel. Working inside the building was 27-year-old Rhiannon Skye Whyte. She was employed alongside other staff members to clean the hotel and serve food to its residents. An ordinary job that required daily contact with the people housed there. On this particular day, something about Majek's behaviour began to unsettle the female staff. His emotions appeared flat, almost vacant, yet his stares were intense and unbroken. While others noticed the change, his attention seemed fixed on one person in particular, Rhiannon. Earlier that day, a minor incident had occurred in the hotel cafeteria involving broken biscuits. It was trivial. Majek, another migrant, and Rhiannon were involved, but no threats were made, and the situation was quickly dismissed. Rhiannon continued with her shift as normal, unaware that the incident had not ended in Majek's mind. Somewhere between the cafeteria and the corridors of the hotel, his thoughts began to turn dark. By the end of the day, he had made a decision. He wanted Rhiannon dead. Why? Even now, remains unclear. The biscuit dispute was insignificant, not something any reasonable person would hold a grudge over. The motive for the murder made no sense. Whatever justification existed lived only inside Majek's own mind. It was just past 8 p.m. Rhiannon sat behind the bar in the hotel cafeteria, nearing the end of her shift. Around her, several occupants moved in and out of the space, talking quietly, eating, killing time. Among them was Majek. At first glance, he appeared to be doing the same, but his body language told a different story. Majek wasn't there for the food. He was there to watch Rhiannon. He knew her shift was ending soon, and he wanted to keep her in sight. His focus is unbroken. For a brief second, Rhiannon looks up and meets his gaze, before quickly looking away. It may have been a moment she sensed something wasn't quite right, but strange stares from occupants was nothing unusual in a job like hers. She continued working, unaware she was being watched with intent, unaware that this was no longer random, and unaware that Majek was waiting for her shift to end. Once food service in the cafeteria ended, concern among the staff began to grow. Another female employee who had been working behind the bar alongside Rhiannon went to report Majek's behaviour to hotel security. She wasn't alone in her unease. A third female staff member who had also been on duty that day had noticed it too. Majek's presence felt wrong. His movements, his focus, his silence. But Majek wasn't finished watching. When Rhiannon moved from the cafeteria to the hotel reception, Majek followed. For a brief moment, she stepped outside with other staff members to smoke. As she turned to re-enter the building, Majek walked straight past her, deliberately knocking shoulders as he exited. Rhiannon paused, confused. She turned to a colleague and said, "What the fuck? He's just knocked me." Less than 10 minutes later, Majek returned. He walked back into the reception area where Rhiannon was now positioned behind the desk. Once again, he lingered and stared. His behavior was increasingly unsettling.
He's doing too much. For someone like me, that's paro, yeah? He's doing too much. I'll have to ask Brody, you good, blood? You ain't had no food, no water, you're just there. Well, go on, my boy, you good, fam? Like, man, I have to watch Brody close, bro. I'm telling you, he's booky.
And impossible to ignore. But what the staff didn't know was that this was no longer intimidation or coincidence. Majek was testing boundaries, and the night was far from over.
Wow.
Rhiannon's shift ended at 11 p.m. Shortly after clocking out, she left the hotel and began the short walk toward Bescott Stadium train station, just 4 minutes away. As she walked, she called her longtime friend, Emma Cowley, for a quick chat before heading home. What Rhiannon didn't realize was that she hadn't left the building alone. Majek followed her into the night, keeping his distance, careful not to draw attention. As Rhiannon approached the station and stepped onto her intended platform, Majek closed in. He waited until the moment was right. Then, without warning, he crept up behind her. Suddenly, he raised a screwdriver and began stabbing her again and again. Emma was still on the phone. She heard Rhiannon scream, pure terror, before the line abruptly went dead. Emma panicked. She knew whatever had just happened was serious. She immediately called the police and alerted the hotel. Staff ran toward the station as emergency services raced to the scene. Moments later, the train Rhiannon had been waiting for pulled into the platform.
Bare people.
The driver saw her slumped over, motionless, her body covered in blood.
Wow.
The worst was confirmed. Rhiannon had been stabbed 23 times. 11 of those wounds penetrated her skull, causing catastrophic damage to her brainstem. Meanwhile, Majek fled the station, taking Rhiannon's phone with him.
Watch him.
A short distance away, he stopped, scrolled.
This is what because we're like the UK have helped him come over, give him a bed, breakfast, food, all these things, and he's just throwing it in their faces.
Through the device, then threw it into a nearby river. He showed no panic, no remorse, no hesitation. What followed was chilling. Instead of hiding, Majek celebrated. He walked to a local convenience store and bought alcohol before returning to the hotel as if nothing had happened. except he was in better spirits than he had been all day. Outside the building, phone footage captured him dancing as blue emergency lights flashed across the surrounding streets. Those lights were responding to Rhiannon, but Majek didn't care. Majek re-entered the hotel, where he was again recorded dancing. And later, as he returned to his room, he danced once more, closing out. By now, Rhiannon had been rushed to hospital and placed on life support. Police began their investigation immediately. Through the night, officers reviewed CCTV footage from the hotel and the train station. It quickly became clear that the attacker was a migrant resident of the Park Inn Hotel. Majek was identified, and within 6 hours of the attack, police moved in to arrest him.
Just leave him there for now. That's all this. You got the jacket. Sorry?
Don't touch anything.
Don't touch nothing.
Stand up.
What is he?
Use the pink phone.
Yeah, it's all good, mate. Yeah.
I had a feeling that's it.
Can you run that for me? Yeah?
And his brethren too. You see the brethren that's sleeping next to him, take him in for questioning as well.
Could do that.
Where's the photo in the lab? Oh.
Huh?
Where's the photo in the lab?
It should be on linked items. Or info.
Said the tall one. Stand on by foot.
Yeah.
Stand up.
Stand up, right, stand up there for me.
I'm going to say it to you. Yeah.
That's the foot there, mate.
Yeah.
Try that.
Not what he's got on, is he? Not what he's wearing. Could be with it, that with his yellow. Yeah.
Where are they trying to find the clothes?
No, you can see it.
There we go.
No. Suspicion, attempted murder.
Yeah.
You don't have to say anything. Lay on the fence. Do not mention one question or something. Those will on court. You do so, make good evidence. Okay.
But I'm not gonna be like it's all well and good arresting these man, you know, putting them in jail. But bro, let's be real. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, come on, it's a bed, 3 meals a day. Do you know what I mean? Send him back where Bumblecleat come from. Send him back.
Necessity to arrest. To prevent further injury. And to prevent investigation. Okay.
Following Majek's arrest, police seized several items from him, including a hooded jacket, sandals, and metal jewelry, each matching what had been captured on CCTV footage earlier that night. Forensic testing revealed Rhiannon's blood on the clothing. Even more damning, her DNA was found beneath Majek's fingernails, evidence that directly linked him to the attack. Throughout his arrest, Majek remained largely silent. He offered no explanation, no emotion. He responded only to give his name. That silence continued during his police interview, where he again refused to engage. 3 days later, the outcome everyone feared became unavoidable. Rhiannon never regained consciousness. She was pronounced dead in hospital, surrounded by the reality of a life violently cut short. Rhiannon was a mother to a 5-year-old son, a child who now had to be told that his mother was never coming home. When the case reached court, Majek pleaded not guilty to murder. He also denied possessing a screwdriver as an offensive weapon, despite the overwhelming evidence laid out before the jury. CCTV footage, forensic findings, and witness testimony painted a clear and disturbing picture. After just over 2 hours of deliberation, the jury rejected Majek's defense in its entirety. He was found guilty of murder and of possessing an offensive weapon. Justice, at last, had a name. But for Rhiannon's family, and for her son, the verdict could never undo what had been taken from them.
She's surrounding his age. The government has been unable to verify his official age, whilst he claims to be 19. You can't make this up.